welcome subscribers and YouTubers to Patel Railways. In this episode, I am going to demonstrate how to use IR sensor, photo sensor, and chip LDR, which you can use it with the resistance. So, in this episode, we'll be using those sensor inputs as analog inputs here. So A0, A1 and A2 will be using, and we'll glow LEDs based on the trigger of individual sensor from 8, 9 and 10. So you know how to connect the program to Arduino. So Arduino will have a sketch, so you know how to download the Arduino IDE and use it from previous video. If you have not seen the previous video, please watch that video, or you can Google it. So let's start with the basic wiring. The photo sensor or LDR is connected like this. In my case, one end of the photo LDR is connected to ground, another end is connected to the resistance 10K, and in between I have taken as sensor input, and another end of the 10K resistor is connected to 5 volt DC. You can change also, but the logic will change. Let's connect LEDs. Green for IR sensor, yellow for photoresistor, and the red for LDR. Let's see the program, how it should look like, or sketch. In our Arduino case, we call it as sketch. So first we have to initialize the different sensors. So air sensor at A0 pin, photoresist sensor at A1 pin, LDR sensor at A2 pin, and then green LED at 10, digital in output, photo sensor yellow indication for at 9, LDR as red at 8, and then we have to go to the setup. This is setup. We have to declare all the LEDs outputs as outputs. Then this is for IR sensor trigger. Next one is for photo, and for LDR it will be reverse if you are using IR and photo, because they will be triggering at different levels. So IR will be triggered when the any object is coming closer, blocking the signal uh, from or reflecting the signal. So in my case, it would be train, and in photo sensor and LDR, it will be normally they will be having a sunshine or light. So they will we need it to trigger when the object or train is closing the light source, right? So this is the difference between logic here. If you see, now let's write to the scale our Arduino. It's uploaded. Also, let's see what is happening in our as a monitor. So here you can see different values for different sensors here. So IR sensor and LDR as well as for photo. Let's see the operation. So in this case, I have placed sensor input as the wrong place, so it's glowing green. So now all LEDs have stopped. So now let's first trigger this IR sensor. When it's triggered, green LED glows. Now I'm blocking the light which is for the photo sensor. You see yellow is glowing. Now let's block the light for this sensor. Let's first see whether it's connected properly. Of course, my hand is objecting other sensors also nearby, affecting. So we are getting this. Let me check for this. So this is the problem with the LDRs and other sensors where we are using. So okay, there was problem with the connection of red LED. So now it should glow as expected. Let me correct that. So we have to take care of these things. Now if you see this, because this sensor is also getting affected, so that's why it's yellow is blinking. Let me use in this case like this, right? So now it's still, because both are working on same principle, so both will be affected. So in this way you can use the sensors. Only you have to take care is what is the value of sensor in a monitor, and based on that you can decide which way you want to use it. So if it is like if you see IR sensor is when it's not triggered, it shows value more than 1000. That's why I have used uh, greater than value for triggering, greater than 500 value for that. You see here, so this is the value which I have chosen, and for photo I have chosen greater than 300. So if you see here, when the sunlight or any other light is there, it will be around this value. So if we see, it's right now it's less greater than 300. Let's change it to 400, and see the performance, because it's glowing right now. It should not glow once it is up and running. Yeah, it's become steady. And if you see, the value is also 336 right now for LDR, and photo it's high. So if you see, when I move away, the value of photo sensor is 36, so it's now not glowing. Now let's block it, so it's glowing again. This way we have to make adjustment. And for deciding, so the good thing about photo sensors or LDR is that we can hide them under our rail tracks. So I prefer those, but only problem with them is that intensity of the light will be changing during the day, and it may not work as we expect. So we have to make sure that the light source is constant in our layout. I will show you another example of how to use these sensors in my next episode. Of course, if you have not seen my previous episode on my automated layout, you can go there. Another thing which I would like to do is next video is how to supervise the block and use these sensors to automate the operation of the block. Till then, thank you for watching. Bye. Please subscribe. If not, like it, share your comments. Thank you. Bye.